Is Russia a poor country? Is Putin leading a nation with people without toilets? Now, usually when people talk to me about Russia, this is what they think Russia's really like. This is what they see. They see large cities, especially Moscow, with beautiful women, expensive cars everywhere, and just perfectly paved roads. Now, this is, of course, one version of what Russia really is. And I'm not here to tell you that all of Russia is this, but I am here to tell you my version of Russia. The Russia that exists, the Russia that is not commonly seen by people, because I live in a very far away place from Moscow. Hello and welcome. My name is Dan Castle. I'm an American veteran who's living in Siberia in Russia. Now, if you haven't subscribed, please do consider subscribing and enjoy this video. And the truth is, yes, there are many Russians who are living in poverty. Many Russians don't have bathrooms. They have outdoor bathrooms. In this territory, in Irkutsk Oblast and in Buryatia and many other Siberian regions, you're going to have people living in wooden houses out in the middle of nowhere without electricity, people who are actually struggling, and this is just how it is here. Okay? I can give you many examples in the United States where people are living in similar conditions. Now, I am not going to compare both countries. I'm just going to give you my version of Russia. The Russia that I've only known for 3 years and the only Russia I've ever known. I've never lived in a major city. I've always lived in a Siberian territory. And so I'm going to tell you the truth. Many of the original subscribers of this channel know that I do a lot of philanthropy. I give a lot of things away, and that exposes me to the poorest people in my community. I have gone to many people's apartments, and the one thing they need more than anything is toilets, working toilets. I have to say that it's true. In poorer regions, for some weird reason, people usually don't have functioning toilets in their apartments. And if you're lucky enough to live in your own house, well, you're going to be having an outdoor bathroom. But in my opinion, this is obviously something that happens in these smaller regions because it's a low-income place compared to the larger cities. This is very common in every country in the world. When you live outside of major cities, you're going to have lower income and your life is just going to overall suck more than usual. If you go on YouTube and do a couple of searches, it's not hard to find these dying towns in Russia. And the majority of them, I would say, obviously lie in the Siberian territory because it's a vast amount of territory. And not a lot of people have the will to make their life in Siberia. In fact, the majority of Russia is Siberia. And this is how you get those high numbers in these regions with people in poverty. I've really seen with my own eyes the poor conditions in which people are living in, whether it's a bad apartment, bad housing, or they're truly living in poverty. Please check out the following small clip I recorded not long ago documenting a single mother who is trying to raise, I think, 2 children. Now, because of our position in this channel, we are able to help people, but this is just an example of one of millions, I am going to guess, of people around the world, but for sure thousands in this region. Eastern Europe in general, and especially Siberia, has these like post-apocalyptic looks, I guess you would say, but the reality is that there is people living in the buildings behind me. Of course, they're not wealthy people, because if they would be wealthy people, they wouldn't be living in Siberia, I guess, in these type of apartments. But the reality is, like I said, there is life here. These people are not all poor beggars. This is normal housing for people in this region. And the aesthetics of a place like this, well, in front of the apartments, you have this coal heating plant that is creating energy to heat the apartments. And you have these type of sites where broken down buildings, empty lots exist. So I think it's the stereotypical Siberian, East European style of life. And what we came to do here is very important because we have been remodeling people's apartments so that they could keep their children. And this is a good thing indeed, but we are covering today a story of a mother who cannot feed her children right now. So we're gearing in towards that direction. We're gonna go to the store and buy some products, and we're gonna get some baby formula for the kids. Well, the less than 1 year child, and we're going to be delivering it to the woman who lives here in this part of town.
We buy baby formula for this family. We buy some purees, some juices, cookie, and it's only for now because we will go and ask this family what else they need. But for first time, I think it will be enough. For now, we just wait government workers who will bring us to this family, introduce us, and we will talk with mother of the family and make sure if she health, everything fine. We will talk with them, and thanks everyone who make donation. It's really helpful people. It's all because of you.
You can truly see that this family was struggling. They had a rotting cabbage and 1 baby formula. We had to step up and bring food, and especially food for the babies. We also needed to buy some Pampers. We had to come back outside to get Pampers. When we got to this location with this woman, she had nothing. And she was even saying that she didn't want us to buy anything, but the government workers told them, hey, if you need Pampers, they need to bring you Pampers. She tried to deny. Everybody in Russia likes mayonnaise. Let's find some chicken.
Not this one.
Not this one? Has to be frozen?
Yes.
Okay, we'll buy some frozen chicken. We'll grab some meat. This one? Chicken here. Let's get some potatoes and some noodles. All right. You saw that there was nothing in that refrigerator, so we brought 2 bags of food here. You saw us shopping. Now, the thing that breaks my heart is that I think that even if we bring these things to them, I don't think they're just going to be able to sustain themselves. So hopefully that the government workers that were inside of the house, hopefully they can figure something out. And we did figure out the right Pampers. She also didn't have Pampers. Let's go restock that refrigerator. Tell her to test this. Пожалуйста. Thank you, thank you. Oh, gracias, gracias. So, we're gonna restock the refrigerator now. I want to show you again what it looked like before. Those are the things that we recently bought, but besides from that, there is nothing here these are the things we bought now, and not only the babies need to eat, but the mother needs to be able to eat as well. Let's restock and show you the difference. That bag on the left is not for the refrigerator. We brought the basic things. Some mayonnaise, pieces of meat. So milk is really important. So this baby is a boy and she has another child. I've got a full piece of chicken. And here you can see they have the macaronis, and we got them some potatoes. They should be able to cook something up for the week at least. They have a working stove. And this is the view from their kitchen window. There's that factory that heats this part of town right across the street. Now we do these type of things because I know that if we don't feed these kids, if we don't donate money, if we don't buy toilets, we're simply going to have a town with more people suffering. And through the power of YouTube, the income that comes here, the donations that we've gotten in the past, we've been able to help many, many people. But this video is just to say, yes, it's true. There are poor people, and there's definitely poor regions in Russia. Not all of Russia is these St. Petersburgs or Moscows or Novosibirsks or Yekaterinburgs. Russia is a country of cities and a crapload ton of poor towns. And I'm not exposing anything. This is a fact. Okay, this is a fact. If it's gonna hurt your feelings, if you're a Russian person and you think this is anti-Russian, you're part of the problem. Okay? I believe that this is happening all over the world. If you go to my country in the United States, you're going to see that my capital is much richer than a place in Appalachia. Okay, if you go to Mexico and you see Mexico City, those people are definitely living 50 years in the future compared to some people in the Yucatan Peninsula where the Mayan Mexicans live. This is something that happens all over the world. Now, I am here reporting from Siberia because I'm tired of people saying that they want to come to Russia and how is Russia like, and I've seen this about Russia, and all you see is cities and major towns. If a town or a city has more than 100,000 people, believe it or not, you're living 10 to 20 years in the future compared to where I'm living. And it's just a fact. It's a fact for anywhere else in the world. Capitals in major cities and big towns will always be more advanced, will always have more money, will always have more people that are happier with bigger incomes than smaller places. Please make sure to comment down below and tell me what parts of Russia you visited, what parts of Russia you want to visit, because I am really hoping that people kind of leave the major cities, go out and explore and see what Russia has to offer outside of these cities. Okay, get to understand that there are people living and suffering inside of Russia, but this is everywhere. But you should at least understand that it's happening, because I see a lot of Westerners coming with their money. I see a lot of Westerners coming to live a better life and forget about the guy down there, the native people. Okay, gentrification and just lavish living, I guess, is part of life. But if you don't have the sympathy and the empathy and the understanding that there are people down there suffering, and that people are hungry, and there are people that need a damn toilet inside their house, then you're failing as a human. At least understand the situation that Russia's in. And if you're a Russian person, please listen closely. If people say that Russia is poor, it's true. Many parts of Russia are poor, but Russia is also very rich. And I believe that things can coexist. There could be a rich part of Russia, there could be a poor part of Russia. And since I've been in my town, I've only seen it get better. So slowly but surely, I believe that some of these towns are going to be either getting better or much worse. Towns die, cities die. Just look at Detroit.
How is it possible that a city that was once one of the richest in America, with over 2 million residents, ended up with large sections looking like an impoverished ghost town in less than a single lifetime? And what does it tell us about the decline of other American cities today? Because Detroit is one of the most shocking examples of urban decay in American history. And to understand the true scale of just how rapidly the city collapsed, consider this fact. In 1950, Detroit had a population of 1.8 million people and was among the richest cities in America. And today, Detroit has barely 630,000 residents left, with over 30% of them living below the poverty line. In fact, Detroit is so poor and so depopulated that entire city blocks were selling for 1/5 of what it would cost you to buy a one-bedroom apartment in San Francisco.
As you saw in that clip, even major cities in the United States are in decay. They are losing population, and it's just part of life. Now, I am not doing this as a comparison. I'm doing it as an explanation to you guys. Russia is poor. There are many regions that are suffering, many people that are suffering. This goes for everywhere else in the world. And if we understand it, and if we try to better the situation, if you're a foreigner and you come to a small town and you have the means to help, then do it. If you go anywhere in the world and you have the opportunity to help, do it. And so, my friends, thank you so much for watching. If you learned something new, if you enjoyed this, please do consider hitting like. And I'll see you tomorrow for a live stream from my plot. Thank you so much.